strangest medical mysteries in history. So back in the winter of 1984, a woman from the UK that we'll call Anne was sitting quietly at home reading when suddenly she heard a voice in her head that told her,
"Please don't be afraid. I know it must be shocking for you to hear me speaking to you like this, but this is the easiest way I could think of. My friend and I used to work at the Children's Hospital, Great Ormond Street, and we would like to help you."
Up until that point, Anne had lived a pretty normal life. She was in her 40s, was married, had kids, and had never had anything out of the ordinary ever happen to her before. So at first, when Anne heard this voice in her head, she tried to ignore it, thinking it was just her imagination. Except the voice kept speaking to her. It kept saying how she needed to listen to what it had to say. This was very important, but Anne kept trying to ignore it. Eventually, she went to see a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist prescribed some medication, and for a little while, the voice went away. But then one day, while Anne was away on holiday, the voice came back. Clear as day. It told Anne that she needed to return to England immediately. There was something very wrong with her, and that she needed to get medical attention right away. The voice even gave her an address to go to. It was the address of a large London hospital. Anne didn't know what else to do, so she went to the hospital, and that's when the voice informed her that she had a tumor growing in her head, and that her brain was inflamed and she needed to get a brain scan right away. Anne did as she was told, and she went inside the hospital and asked if they would perform a brain scan on her. The hospital staff were completely confused by Anne's story. She wasn't showing any symptoms of a brain tumor. They told her they couldn't possibly run such an expensive test without a doctor's authorization. So Anne went back to her psychiatrist and she begged him to help her. The psychiatrist decided, okay, maybe if he humored her and he got her the brain scan, then these weird hallucinations his patient was having would cease. So he contacted the hospital and arranged the test, figuring the scan would show nothing. And then maybe Anne could finally rest at ease. Except that's not what happened. The brain scan showed a fairly sizable tumor growing inside Anne's skull. The doctors weren't sure if they should attempt surgery or not. Brain surgery is always tricky and comes with some risk, but the voice inside Anne's head assured her that if she got the surgery, then everything would be all right. And once again, the voice was correct. Anne had the surgery and it was a complete success. And as soon as she woke up from the operation, the voice spoke to her again, one last time. It said,
"We are pleased to have helped you. Goodbye."
After that, Anne never heard the voice again, and she went on to live a long and healthy life. Now, I know what you're thinking. This story can't possibly be real. Except this story was reported in the prestigious British medical journal as fact. The journal goes on to try to give some medical explanations how the presence of a brain tumor could cause a patient to experience vivid hallucinations. But in the end, we just don't know how the voice inside Anne's head could have so accurately diagnosed her brain tumor, or how it managed to give her all the other details, such as the hospital address, making this one of the